Choose Youth is a campaigning organisation composed of 30 charities, trade unions and young people's organisations that was formed in 2010 to deal with the scale of the destruction of young people's services and to give young people a voice on the local, regional and national political stage to express their hopes and fears about what's happening to youth service. Youth services have grown up largely since the Second World War as a unique public service, mainly funded by the government through local government, to provide young people, mainly between the ages of 16 and 19, with social, personal and political education activities outside school and work. Most young people spend most of their time outside of school and outside of work, so this service has been for them, by them, to create positive opportunities for learning, development, exploring the world with their peers in a collective way, to give them a really to be part of the education system and to give them a grounding in social and political education. Worse than they've been since the Second World War. There's been continual growth in these services because they've been so popular with young people, they've been so effective, they've empowered young people, they've improved academic performance, kept crime to a minimum where they've been very positive services available. It's always grown up since the Second World War. In 2010, the big axe fell. There was a deliberate move by the coalition government in the early 2010 budget to say that youth services should no longer be the responsibility of local government, and that gave the green light not just to cuts but to the whole-scale demolition, 100% cuts in many areas of the country to these services which young people enjoy and need so much. They originally created the illusion that the voluntary sector could pick the carcass of the local government youth service and run it with willing volunteers. But of course that was always an illusion, that was always trying to mask the public sector cuts, and it hasn't happened. So there were no voluntary sector organisations to step in and pick up the pieces, and surprise, surprise, there were no private companies whose main interest is profit ready to come in and pick up the pieces either. The whole concept that we haven't got much money is an absolute nonsense. The country is not run like someone's personal piggy bank or bank account. We're the 6th, 7th richest nation on earth. We worked out during the early stages of the Choose Youth campaign that one of the bankers who got a particularly large salary, pension scheme and bonus could have personally funded the whole of the British youth service for 26 years. That was just one of them. There's definitely a link. How strong the link is, no one has properly analysed. There's a lot of work that's been done on the causes of youth crime. There's been a lot of work that's been done internationally on the terrible effects of inequality. Don't forget we live in the most unequal Britain there's been since the Middle Ages, really, at the moment. So inequality has strange effects on people, and the alienation that goes on when young people feel that their views and their voice is not being heard to, which is exactly what was happening in that July just before those riots, when we had a rally in London, and we warned that if young people were not listened to when they campaigned to try and get summertime services when the schools closed down and youth centres to go to and more youth workers on the streets, we warned that things would probably get rough, and unfortunately they did. So it's not just a simple connection, but there is definitely an element of truth in that, because this is the one service that young people themselves help to build and create, and when they see the adult society, if you like, taking that away, they rightly get very angry. you can sign up to our manifesto. We've just got a new manifesto, a vision for a new youth service, which has already been supported by lots of people, and that's on the website. And if you have a look through that and you feel that that's a good way forward for services for young people, then just let us know and sign us up, and we'll keep you posted on our campaign.